Hello everybody, how you doing? Mikey's back with another first time with a particular flavor. I've tried this brand before, this is a new flavor. Um, I've been signing up on various websites to get the coupons and stuff. And Pinkerton, they were not the first site I signed up with, but they were the first one to send me coupons. And I don't know if they're computer glitched or if they're just being nice to a newbie, but I got like 5 or 6 of those coupon mailers from them. Um, so I took advantage of those when I can. I got some from Timberwolf and I got some from Longhorn. The Timberwolf, they sent me a number of buy one get one frees. Only problem is though, I'm having a hard time finding more than 2 varieties of Timberwolf in my area. I'm heading over to the big city. When I say big city, I mean like 60,000 people on Friday. So when I'm over there, I'll do a little scout and see if maybe I can get lucky. But I did Longhorns readily available here, so I took advantage of my coupons, and so I now have some Longhorn straight long cut. This cost me a whopping dollar. It was a buy a can for a buck coupon, so can't complain. $1 for a can of dip. I have tried a couple of Longhorns already. I've tried the wintergreen. I've tried the mint. I like the flavor on them. My main issue has been, if I can get this can open, um, the tobacco seemed to kind of come apart after about 5 or 10 minutes, and I was starting to get floaters everywhere. Um, I don't know if that's just me being a newbie or if that's just the nature of Longhorn. Um, right now, Longhorn's kind of relegated to when I only have like 10 minutes and I want to get a dip in. That's what I've been using it for. Hopefully, as time progresses, things will get better. This is an all plastic can. The lid is plastic. Well, that's the container. There to look at the cut. That cut actually looks a little bit better than it did on the wintergreen. It's very irregular though. There's small bits, there's long bits, there's mid-sized bits. It's kind of bits and bits. But this is a budget product. Like I said, it cost me a dollar. $1 for a can of dip in Oregon in 2024. That's unheard of. It smells like a straight. There's a little something else going on in there too. I can't quite put my finger on it. It does have that straight aroma that most straights do, at least the ones I've tried so far. There almost seems to be something else in there. I can't quite. Maybe it's their mixture of sweet and smoky. I'm not sure. But yeah, just definitely a little different from some of the other straights I've put my nose to. Hmm. There's the contents there. Kind of an interesting mixture. Some long bits and some small bits. It's like they call it long cut, but it's kind of a little bit of everything cut by the look of it. Anyway, uh, got moisture. I'd say maybe skull level of moistures. It pinched up nicely. Got a nice pinch there. Didn't come apart. Pinched nicely. Let's see. Got some little bits in there. That's that for $1. Eh. Hmm. It's got straight flavor to it. That the smell I was getting here did not translate into the lip. So whatever I was smelling in the background there, I'm not really detecting it yet. It may show itself as it juices up. Time will tell. This seems to be, so far, a little more sweet than smoky. There is some smokiness there, but it's leaning towards the sweeter end. Give me the hiccups. I don't think this is a high nicotine product, but it's been probably 4 or 5 hours since I had any nicotine in me. I don't know. What? I don't know. I used to think I was getting the hiccups as a reaction to nicotine. This is making me wonder because from what I've read and stuff, this isn't real high on the nicotine scale. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a certain ingredient or something in certain blends. I don't know. Starting to juice up nicely. So far, it's holding together fairly well. A couple of small floaters, but nothing real major. So maybe there's promise for their straight. Or maybe I'm just getting better at dipping. Probably I'm just getting a little bit better at keeping the stuff on my lip. But normally this stuff is like between $5 and $5.50 a can here locally. Um, one place is $5, another place is $5.36, another place is $5.50. So I don't remember what the other places are, but Longhorn's pretty prevalent in this area. It's everywhere. Yeah, for some reason, Timberwolf, there's only a few places that carry it, and they usually only carry the same two types. They carry the fine cut natural and the wintergreen. I want to try some others. I've tried those two. They're good. I like them. Actually, I think I prefer the Timberwolf over the Longhorn, but the Timberwolf isn't as widely distributed here for whatever reason. I know a lot of guys like Longhorn, mainly because it's the budget dip. It's a good for the price. Hey, it's hard to beat, especially in this area. Can of dip for $5. Although if you're going to make me choose, I'd probably go with Stoker's. Stoker's is $5.50. I can find it, and this is just like 20 cents cheaper. I'd probably go with Stoker's. Although for the straights, I'm liking this straight flavor. It's not too sweet. There is some smokiness in there. The Stoker's straight, it's a little too sweet for me. It's a pretty sweet straight, and it's almost too much for me. I can only take so much of it. Although I did finish the can I got. That was the very first dip I got was Stoker's straight. I like it. It's just I've tried several others now, and it comes across as maybe a little too sweet for my tastes. I've been enjoying the Copenhagen straight because it's got some nice smoky overtones to it. Almost reminds me of beef jerky. It's got that subtle sweetness, but it's got a nice smoky, note to it. Skull straight, pretty good stuff. It seems to be more balanced between the sweet and the smoky. You know, Skull seems to be the Jedi master of the dip world. They try and find the balance and the force. A lot of their stuff, I've noticed, is not too much of one, too much of another. It's just a nice, balanced product. Probably why a lot of people recommend it for beginners. Stoker's and Skull for beginners because Stoker's is easy. The cut is easy to control. Skull, it's a very well balanced product on pretty much everything they make, except for that citrus. That was a mistake. Yeah. Hey, some guys like the citrus. More power to you. I'm not going to cut into your supply. That's for sure. That's the only dip I've tried so far. The longer I kept it in, the more that citrus flavor came out, and I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. This is surprisingly good, and it's holding together. It's not mushing up like the others did. Either I'm getting better at dipping, or this particular can is just holding together better. Probably I'm getting better at dipping because it has been a little while since I last tried the Longhorn. So I'm going to dig out the other 2 cans I got, and I'll probably dip them until they're empty, just to see. Give them their fair shake. But yeah, I have finished every single can of straight I have tried so far. I'm still working on the Grizzly straight because I just reviewed that a few days ago. I'm still working on that one. That's in my rotation. But yeah, I finished the Stokers. I finished the Copenhagen. I finished the Skull. I'm working on the Grizzly. Probably gonna have to go back out and get myself either some more Skull or some more Copenhagen. Those are the two that I find myself gravitating towards. Although this is a contender now, um, it's holding together. I'm at 10 minutes on the timer now. I probably put this in at what, 3 minute mark. So yeah, flavor is holding. It's not falling apart in my mouth yet. Might be a nice budget alternative for when the money's getting a little too tight and I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on dip. Woohoo! Here we go. I haven't tried their natural yet. I have that in the lineup. I did find a can today of a dip I've really been wanting to find. I found it today. I was going to review it today, but no. I'm going to stick to my plan. I have the cans that I've purchased that I haven't tried yet, I haven't opened. I have them stacked up in an order, kind of adding some variety as I go. And I was tempted to move the one I bought, to the front because I really want to try it. But I just kind of opened up in the middle and stuck it there in the middle of it. So I'm kind of trying to get a little bit of a rotation going for these first experiences, kind of rotating between the naturals, the straights, the winter greens, the mints, and everything. So trying to get some variety going. I am curious. Um, do you guys mind the length of these videos? Most of them tend to run 14, 15 minutes. I don't know if that's too long for me to be rambling on. I'm mainly doing it trying to give myself enough time to let the flavors develop from when I first put it in my mouth to where everything's nicely settled in. And like I'm recording a lot of these mainly for, like I said in my earlier videos, I'm recording this mainly for my own benefit, so I can go back and revisit these videos as time goes on. A year from now, I may look back and I'm like, how could I stand dipping this crap? Or I'll look back and I'll say, how on earth did I not really care for that one? And now I love it. Because tastes change and develop. Same thing happened with me when I was smoking cigars. Um, the cigars I started smoking when I first started smoking cigars and the ones I'm currently smoking, or the ones I have in my humidor, I haven't had a cigar now in 3 months. Oof. Saved a small fortune going to dip, I'll tell you that. But yeah, the cigars I'm smoking now, that I have now, compared to the ones that I began with, completely different. Completely different. My tastes have changed. I look back at some of the ones I used to be, back in the day, and I was like, oh man, those are crap cigars. I've even revisited them. Sometimes the blend got discontinued, and when it got brought back, I'd buy a bundle or a box, and I can't wait to try these again. I try them again, I'm like, eh. So the same thing's going to happen with dip. Although now I have the advantage of recording these. So while I'm recording these, I can go back and look at the videos and catch my initial thoughts and reactions to the various dips. I'm kind of wishing I would have been able to do that when I first started smoking cigars. But YouTube wasn't quite around then. I'm that old, yes. I've been enjoying tobacco for that long. Pre-YouTube, pre-Google. I remember when Google was new. I sell stuff on eBay in my spare time. I remember when eBay was not called eBay. There was once a time eBay was not called eBay. It started out as Auction Web, if I remember the name correctly. A year or so later, it was switched to eBay. So, I remember the days before the internet. Yeah, good old days. You had to go to the library to get information. Yeah. And actually read a book. Imagine that. Anyway, Longhorn, long cut straight. I'm liking it. It is starting to come apart a little bit, but it is holding together a lot better than my first two attempts with the wintergreen and the mint. So I got to give them that. I think after I'm done with this, I'm going to pull out probably the mint or the wintergreen and I'll give that another shot while I'm watching TV and see if that holds together well too. But yeah, this is starting to come apart and leaving a trail now. It's kind of, instead of kind of mushing up, it's mushing back and along the gum line, which isn't bad. It's just all sitting there, just kind of smoothing out. I am getting some floaters now, but it's manageable. First time I tried this, after about 5 to 8 minutes or so, it started coming apart, and I had floaters all over my mouth. It drove me nuts. So I'm going to chalk that up to my being a newbie. Anyway, oh man, 16 minutes. I better shut up. Sorry guys. Comment down below if I'm being too long-winded and rambling. I'll try and keep these shorter. Maybe I'll do some editing. I'll just cut out the parts that matter. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Longhorn, straight. I like it. That interesting flavor when I was smelling it hasn't really translated into the mouth, which is kind of good because there's something in there that smelled a little funky. Maybe they use an artificial flavoring of some kind that has a different reaction on the nose than it does on the tongue. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, I'm going to continue with this as long as it holds together. And then I'm probably going to go watch TV and I'll try some mint or wintergreen and revisit that because I haven't tried those. I think I only dipped them once and they've been sitting in the fridge ever since. So I'll give them another shot. Anyway, like and subscribe if you want to. I'll have a subscription thing down there. And Suit Tie Dip and Chew guy, the guy who got me curious and dip and chew, he's up here. And I'll probably go to his straight playlist. It'll be up here. So anyway, this is Mikey. Y'all have a good one. This has been Longhorn straight. I like it. Not bad at all. Catch y'all later.